Welcome to today's video. I'm going to teach you how to make $1 million a year by solving $1 million problem. If you are struggling with consistent sales and you want to jump to the next income bracket, or if you want to make the next income jump, but you are struggling with how to do this effortlessly without a lot of work, without adding more clients, and definitely not playing the volume game, then this video is the video for you. Let's start right here. Let's talk about what is the biggest takeaway that I want you to know inside this video. I want you to understand the bigger the problem you solve, the more money you can make. It makes you irresistible. But how do you find these big problems? I'm going to do a case study here in 2 minutes, and I'm going to walk you through so that you can see how you do this and how it can apply. Then I'm going to actually go into more detail explaining why you want to be doing this, especially in 2026. If you are looking to jump income and you have to find a bigger problem to solve, why would you even bother with that? Because the bigger the problem, the more you can charge. But you can't make that jump on your own. You can't just go from I'm making $100,000 a year to $1 million income jump like that. If you want to do it hard, go do what you want. If you want to make it effortless, you're in the right video. So let's start with the case study because I really want to show you how easy this can be. We're going to talk about Jenna today. She's a mindset and trauma coach. She's making about $110,000 a year. Her goal is to jump to $1 million. Like I said, it is a really, really big jump from here to here. So even though it's easier to make, which I've made other videos about this, so check them out on my channel, it's easier to make $1 million a year than it is to make $100,000 a year. But if you're going to be jumping income, it's actually a huge jump. Usually they're going to fall and keep missing it. And what happens is over time, they have compounding results. And over time, when they're doing it, they learn, and that's how eventually they're able to do it. Let's sidetrack that and not take all that effort and time to do it. I'm going to actually explain to you how we can slowly increase it where it feels easy and effortless. We're estimating she's doing about $2,500 per problem that she's fixing, right? Now, she wants to hit level 1. Level 1 is going to be grow the problem. She's already at $2,500 equaling $110K a year. Her problem is only worth $2,500 that she's solving, keeping her at the consistent sales. Now, if she was just to say this problem I'm solving today for $2,500 is now going to be $5,000, do you think her people will actually pay it? Some will, most won't. Because she's already established that this is how much it costs to fix this problem. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to grow the problem. And how do you grow the problem is now you say, okay, she is a mindset and trauma coach. We are going to take the problem to the next level. We're going to shift from emotional healing. Now we're going to actually shift it to identity expansion. Can you already see how going from this emotional healing, which is, by the way, very important work to do, but her clients only see it as a $2,500 problem. But now we're going to something even better. We're going to go into identity expansion. We're going to take her identity and we're going to expand it. That's huge. Now we're going next step further. If we do this and we solve this problem, now she can charge $7,000 to $8,000. By solving this bigger problem, she was able to increase her prices by $5,500. Crazy, right? She increased it by that much, but she's solving a greater problem. Now, the way we look at it is you could talk about the bigger problem as you have outgrown who you are because your identity is stuck in the past and we have to reshape, reframe your identity so that you can release it and grow better. Do you see how that's different than just let's do some mindset work and trauma release? Maybe the mindset work is more of just let's believe we can do it. Now we're saying We're going to reprogram so that your identity speaks to what you're building. Way different. So if she offers at $7,000, now she can make, just with the same amount of people, she'll roughly earn about $200,000 a year. Okay? Now she's already jumped up almost $100,000, but we're not done. So once she makes the first level, which is grow the problem, then we're going to get to level 2. Usually with my clients, what I will do is this. We first start where they're at, then we go to level 1. We grow the problem. We wait until we solve that problem and have no issues. It's one of those things where you wake up and I can solve it without even thinking about it. Like I already know the answer. That's where we have to get to, because this is like a stacking. I always like to say it's like a pyramid. And we can't really move to the next one until we've filled the bottom one and we're really confident. This is your income pyramid. So we fill the first one, we're 100% okay with it. Then now we can go to the next one and the next one. I like to do 2 or 3. It depends on where you're at, how much money. Sometimes clients will say, I'm not comfortable jumping to $7,000. They kind of freak out. That's okay. So then we go, maybe instead of 3 levels, we go 5 levels. And instead of 7,000, we'll just do 5,000. So it's a smaller jump and they feel more comfortable. The funny thing is, most of the time on these income jumps, it's not that people aren't going to pay you. It's that you don't feel ready for it. And there is mindset work and identity shifting that I help my clients with for sure, because you have to be able to see yourself as this person charging it, or else it doesn't work. Now, once that's all filled in and you're like, I'm confident on this one, we go to level 2. Level 2 is, guess what? Yep, you got it. Grow again. This time we need to look deeper and say, okay, we helped them at the surface level, which is mindset and trauma, basic stuff. Then we got to level 1, grow the problem, and we went to identity expansion. Now we want to go to level 2. We're going to grow again. This time, instead of doing internal work, we're going to grow into leadership. Leadership transformation is what we need. Now, if we work on leadership, we are going much bigger than we were before, because it's not just we're looking at basic mindset trauma, not just reprogramming our identity. Now we're looking at how can we actually become a better leader, a better CEO, a better marketer, a better businesswoman. Do you see how we went to the next step up? Now, if we want to do leadership transformation, that could be where we are charging $20,000 or even $30,000. Now, if she was doing 20 to 30,000, she would now be making 350,000 plus, and she will have fewer clients. Less work, more enjoyment, okay? So we took the leadership skills and now we're running with that, but we're not done. We want to make it to this top part, right? So level 3. Level 3 is now the top of the pyramid. This is where we're really going to amplify the problem. We are looking for a problem that is now 50K to 150K problem. That's where we want to be at this point. What's the shift she needs to do? She needs to shift from leadership transformation into executive, emotional, advisory. So now level 3, she wants to be top of the pyramid. What is the biggest problem she can solve here? We got to get to the big problem. For her, it's going to be the executive emotional advisory. She wants to be an advisor on the emotional level for an executive, okay? This here now does something completely different. This is for a high-performing founder who has maxed out. I help you shift your identity, remove subconscious blocks, and regulate your nervous system so that you can handle multi-million-dollar decisions and growth without collapsing. Do you see how big that is? We're no longer talking about the small stuff. we're amplifying it. We have helped Jenna help her clients get to the level where they really, really have a big problem. Now, this is a big problem where we can charge a lot of money, because before she was charging $20,000 or $30,000, right? But now she's able to charge $50,000 to $100,000 per client. This is not a year. Per client. With just 10 clients, she has the opportunity to make $500,000 a year to $1 million with 10 clients. This is showing you how big the problem has to be to really get there. When you're looking at what I do and how I help my clients, let me show you a little bit about how I do it, okay? So I could come here and I could say that my beginning journey would be that I help clients build a business. Okay, I can show you how to create a course, help you with an offer, build out a funnel, all the basic stuff. That's about $2,000, right? It's very similar to where Jenna started her journey at $2,500 for her problem. So then level 1 would be like, I can actually handhold you and help you get your business started up and running. That's level 1 for me. That's where I can take them on one-on-one with clients, or I could do group setting, and I could say, hey, I'm going to show you how to actually get sales going, right? Now you created this business. Now you got it started. You have the funnel, you have the offer, whatever it might be. My level 1, my next bigger problem that I need to solve will be, how do you actually get sales? And I would help them do that, and I could charge more for it. Level 2 would be getting consistent sales, right? That's the hard part. So I'm going to teach them that. Okay, now you have consistent sales and you're really ready to go to the next level. This is where my women are at right now. This is where you are at right now. You have a business, you got it going, you figured all that out. Now you had consistent sales. That was the hard part, right? It really is the hard part. But now you're looking at me and you're saying, okay, Christina, show me, how do I go to the next level of income jumping without adding more, without volume, without killing myself and burning out in the process? This is a big problem. Now, when you get to my level 3, I actually only charge right now $30,000 to do this, because remember I talked about you have to fill up these pyramids before you get there. I've done all this already, right? I'm up here now. I know that I could charge $100,000 a year for what I do. Absolutely. But I have to prove it to my people first. So this is one of the biggest things I teach. How you're going to find your $1 million problem to solve. This is where you need to go if you want to build $1 million business. I want to explain to you so you really understand this concept of what it is that you need to do. Income jumping relates to several different things, but by problem solving bigger and bigger problems, becoming an expert at solving those problems, you actually are creating the value to charge more. So I hear it a lot. My product's not worth it. What I'm selling isn't worth it. Well, the problem you're solving then is not worth it. Right? If you have a huge problem that is really hard to solve and you're able to do it with ease, they are going to pay you everything. Now, the second part of this is you actually have to have clients, even though they have this problem, who have the money to do it. And here's the coolest thing I need you to understand. As you go from beginners to intermediates, to some experience, to really experienced, they have the money. They should be having the money. If you're starting with newbies and people who are just building businesses, to have the money, yes, if they're coming from corporate or somewhere else, usually they'll have the money to get started, but don't expect to charge a ton of money, right? They're expecting to pay that $2,000 to $3,000. As they grow and you help them grow, here's another thing people don't understand. You have an ecosystem of people. Let's say, and I've done another video on this as well, and I think this is so important to understand. You have an ecosystem of people. If you've helped them do the $2,000 and you've been doing this for a while and you're like, all right, I want to go to the next income level, but I don't want to add another 10 courses, or I don't want to do a volume game. I don't want to evergreen it. I don't want to keep launching and fighting and pushing and shoving. I just want it to grow. Then what you do is you go to your community you're already working right now, that you've already helped. What is their next biggest problem? Then from there, you create the solution. You figure out how to solve it. Here's what I do. This is like a pro tip. I sometimes will go in and say, I'll do it for free. I think this is your biggest problem. Do you think it's your biggest problem? Yes, I do. If I do this for free, will you talk about how I helped you? And every time they say yes. So then you go and you're like, okay, you're helping them and you're doing it for free and you're figuring out how to solve this problem. Then once you feel that pyramid level, like I'm telling you, where you're like, oh, I got this on ease. Then you go in and you tell all these people you already worked with, I can help you fix this problem that I know you're having right now. Boom. Okay. You just increased your profits without going to find more people. Then let that run for a bit, right? It takes time. This is not like a jump overnight. It's going to take time. Let it so it's almost autopilot. Now you're getting your people already set and ready to go to the next jump. And then you're going to solve that jump. You're going to figure out the next jump. And you're going to take the same people. And here's the cool thing. You've already funneled through all the people you already had. You already pulled them into this. This is where I say business A, pull out the few things working in business A, go to business B. You create it, you're running, you're going. These jumps I'm talking about, these levels, I call them the businesses that we're recreating. Then we're going to go to business C. And we're taking from people from business B. And we're saying their biggest problem is this. I know this is their problem. Now, can I solve it? If so, I'm not going to have 500 people say yes, but can I get 100 people? Can I get 30 people? I mean, look, if you get 30 people saying yes to a $20,000 product, that's a lot of money, right? It's a lot of money. So you can look at it that way. Then once you get those people and you can keep feeding until your pyramid fills up in that level and you're like, all right, I'm like a pro at this. Like I know how to do this. This is easy. Then we do the next one. And the next one is usually the hardest. Usually it's depending on the price jumps you want to make. Typically, like I said, it's 3, but it can go up to 5 or 6 if we have to go smaller increments of income. But the last one should be your biggest. The problem is many women are in business for 7, 8, 10, 20 years, and they're still selling problem 1. And they wonder why they're stuck in their business. So I encourage you today to make sure you go out, find the next problem you can solve for your people, build around it, even if you do it for free for a couple people. Reach back into your community, your ecosystem you've already built around the product you're consistently selling now, and figure out their greatest problem that they're struggling with right now that you can solve. That's your $1 million problem. Fix it, solve it. Then that's your new sales. That's your new business we're doing, okay? We're going to go solve it. Keep running that for a bit. Just do that start of 2026. Think about it now. Figure it out. The start of 2026, you put this in place. You'll income jump in 6 months. Pricing is key. Selling it is key. Getting your people on board is the easiest part of all. All right, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Leave me a comment. Did you like this? Are you excited about income jumps? Where are you stuck and where can I help you? I'm always here. I look forward to seeing you on the next video right now.